um, um, there is nothing whatsoever that is not dependently originated. There is nothing whatsoever that is not empty. That is not empty. So again, here Nagarjuna is pointing out the close relationship between dependent origination and emptiness. And as explained before, if you understand the relationship, then you will understand that the emptiness of self is nothing other than the absence of that self's independent existence. And this is therefore and furthermore, Nagarjuna explains in 60 stanzas that in fact, if one accepts the contrary position, which is that so it could be in Nagarjuna's averting the objections or arguments, Vigraha Vartani, or it could be from 60 stanzas, where Nagarjuna points out that if one upholds the contrary position and accords inherent existence to phenomena, then one would have to accept some notion of essence by virtue of which things come into being. And if that is the case, then that essence has to be somehow independent to the phenomena that you attribute the essence to. And the phenomena will come into being by virtue of that essence, which means then that phenomena will have no need of causes and conditions. So therefore, by upholding a notion of inherent existence, one is implicitly rejecting the idea of phenomena as causal origination, things and events coming into being from their causes and conditions. And if that is the case, rejection of causes and conditions then directly violates our ordinary direct experience, because the causal relationship between events and things are something that even we, without using any rational thought processes or reasoning, can understand. Even our direct experience affirms causal relations between things. And to some extent, a kind of a very rough level of cause and effect associations can even be appreciated by animals. They see if one does this, this happens. So the kind of cause and effect relationship at a very rough level is something that even the animals are able to appreciate. So of course, us human beings, we, from our direct experience, we are able to really make cause and effect associations. So therefore, anyone that rejects the causal law is in a sense contradicting our valid everyday direct experience. So therefore, Nagarjuna is implying that if one accepts the validity of the law of cause and effect, then implicitly, if you push that line of understanding, then one will have to accept the truth of emptiness, because one will have to accept things and events coming into being by dependence upon other factors. And this nature of dependence precludes them possessing any independent status, and that absence of independent existence is their ultimate nature. And therefore, when we talk about dependent origination here, in fact, there are two levels of meaning to this concept of dependent origination. One is at a very basic level of cause and effect relation, so things coming into being through their dependence upon causes and conditions. So this is one basic level of the meaning of dependent origination. However, there is a second level of meaning of dependent origination, which is dependent designation, where the identities of things and events are understood in the context of their dependent relations. And in fact, there is a beautiful exposition of this and their distinction and their implications of this distinction in Kamalashila's commentary on the salutation verse of his own master Shantarakshita's text, Principles of Epistemology, Tattva Samagraha. There, Kamalashila, in explaining the meaning of the salutation verse, makes the distinction between these two levels of dependent origination, and he says that by understanding the law of dependent origination at the basic level of cause and effect relations, the spiritual practitioner is able to fulfill the immediate aim of aspiring for fortunate rebirth, because one then, when one understands the law of cause and effects, one then understands the principles underlying morality and learns to avoid from causes and conditions that would lead to unfortunate rebirth. And in this way, one is able to fulfill the aspiration of attaining higher rebirth. And then he says that by understanding fully the meaning of the second level of dependent origination, which is the dependent designation of identities, here Kamalashila says that one will be then able to fulfill the ultimate aspiration of attainment of liberation. And the point being made here is that once you have an understanding of dependent origination in terms of cause and effects, then one will come to understand that the very fact that this dependent law operates is because things and events do not possess any independent reality. And because of this absence of independent reality, there is an openness that allows for the phenomena to interact with each other, interact with each other in a causal way, and then which then give rise to causes, giving rise to consequences and so on. So therefore, the second level of dependent origination in fact serves as the basis that allows the possibility of causal relations to take place. So therefore, by understanding the second level of dependent origination, one is then able to integrate the understanding of emptiness, and then is able to counter our grasping at inherent existence, which then opens the door to liberation. So there is actually a beautiful exposition of this in Kamalashila's commentary on that salutation verse. So now we will read from the sutra. tenye ngene yeba chik nang daya di gaje nungzu ya res, gaje nungzu res.